Two very important things here. So, as I warned earlier in the video I'm uploading right now, there are people who are taking from me and reasoning that because I'm intelligent and because I have support, that I can survive them stealing from me, that I can survive the losses that they are taking and causing for me, right? And I don't agree with that. I'm stuck in this awkward position in which I always seem to survive at the end of the day, but the flesh in between is always awkward, uncomfortable, and unnecessary for me. And so I figured out what this is, and that's all that's going on. So, all right. As I told you, there's two comprehensions of life that I have. There's the whole thing, and then there are the tiny parts that I have to interact with. Now, within the whole thing, there's a little hole, a little space here of discooperation, a little space that is constantly missing, is constantly taking things away. We consider this whole a logical and social and physical cancer that is actually being acted out on our shared environment. There's a cancer that is moving around in our physical environment, and this is me locating it and taking it out. So, even though I can break all the parts down and communicate with everything, there are parts that are purposely being discooperative, meaning that they are separating themselves from shared collective mass, and in doing so are becoming a suction point in which they just take as much energy as possible. They take as much energy as possible and they take it to a center point, right? And through this suction, through this center suction, this discooperation is occurring for a couple of reasons. They feel that it's unfair for me to have what I have, for me to have what I want. They will not accept me having what I want until they can have equal to or more than me for less effort. Their refusal to cooperate is creating conflict that instigates them justifying their existence. And so here's how this goes. As I receive things, they say, no, he doesn't need that. Plus, he's a bad person. And they take whatever comes to them and they suck it into their little underground little chamber. They suck it into their little underground space. And they say, he's intelligent. He can survive it. Right? Little trolls, right? And so, here's how this works. Because they're doing this, every time I put something out, any information or change that needs to occur, them sucking it, them not contributing to this, creates a gap that always confuses and distorts and causes more problems. These errors then cause conflicts, and these conflicts are considered my fault because I'm the one that gave the information. But they are the ones that purposely distorted the information, and they were pretending that they did not. Now, they will use excuses like things for my child abuse, but it was this that caused my child abuse. It was this that caused my child abuse. And they're going to twist here, and they're going to say, no, you need to say what you did. You need to say what you did. No, I don't. I already told you what I did, and I told you what happened, and at this point, you cannot win this war, so I expect you to make different plans in how you're interacting with me, because this isn't going to work for you. So, let's say that I receive something, and as I'm receiving it, let's say that it's logical, ethical, and mechanical information. Let's say that I'm coming across a problem, and as I observe the problem, I have to pass it through the collective filter of what's happening. And them being a cancer means that they're not helping me get that information. There's a hole in it. As the information is given to me, them not contributing, them sucking, is preventing me from having certain details that I need to respond accurately. Now, because of this, there's an accuracy in my response. And so I do something wrong. I miss info and I struggle. This creates error. Errors such as the things that you would like to quote. They use these errors to then justify that they continue having the right to exist by saying, no, he did wrong. No, he did wrong. We don't care. We don't care. We don't want to know. We don't want to ask why. We don't care how it happened. This is how it happened. Their refusal to cooperate prevented me from having the information to see things for myself until something wrong occurred, and they use that to continue their momentum of existence. But they are fading, which is why they are getting so close right now. But they cannot attack me because they already know it's up. So all they can do is cough from a distance, insult from a distance, and repeat problems that they caused. Now, another thing that's going on is there was a point here where there was an argument being made. And me being how I am, I'm always right. I win the argument. I win it on a ground level and I win it on a height level, right? But what happened is these guys became sneaky, and they didn't want to deal with it. They didn't like that they were wrong. They still wanted to be able to take more than everyone else. These guys are the ones that when they live with the image of becoming king or queen. They live with the image of everyone else having less than them and them being in control. These guys did not want to cooperate. So what they did was they chewed out this little area here. They chewed out this little area and they embedded themselves. They nested. And so even though I'm right this far and we can all see it, and even though I'm right this far, we can all see it, they stay here and they use their cancer method to keep taking, to keep sucking. And so, whereas you all agree with me on this level, and you all agree with me on this level, them nesting here is where they attack us. This is why, even though I'm right, it feels like we have to fight something in order to help me, in order to do the right thing. And so here, I've targeted them and I'm eliminating them. Just by doing this, they're being eliminated. They would say, that don't do nothing, that don't do shit, that don't matter. It does. It really does, and you're too stupid to realize that. And the fact that you think me thinking or me saying things does not affect you means that what you're doing, thinking, is not actually helping at all. So, all this asserted, I'm just gonna kill people.